Wow, that looked like everybody was having real fun, and what compelling reasons for taking on board peer instruction. But I know lots of you here have embraced this journey already, and you must be feeling reassured, but also that sense of privilege, really, to have the journey clearly laid out for us by the Godfather himself. Very interesting challenge to our thinking on assessment that I know Eric's going to go into in more detail in his workshop. Is it the silent killer of innovation? And is that something we should be addressing together through redesigning schooling? I think probably. So it was a compelling argument for peer instruction, not that this audience needed to be persuaded, but if we truly do want to personalise, if we truly want to extend learning, if we want to track with a cycle of inquiry, I think Professor Monsieur has just shown us how to do it. So thank you very much, Eric. We'd now like to wrap up the first keynote session and welcome to the stage one of the chairs of our regional steering group. Tom Sherrington is head at Keggs School. He's an avid blogger, and you can reach him at Headteacher if you'd like to also do the Google that Eric showed you. He's a self-confessed risk taker as a teacher, and he instills this through leading his school, not in every classroom, he says, but in many. So I'd like to welcome Tom Sherrington to reflect on the keynote sessions. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm just going to confess I'm a physics teacher, and when I gave the answer number 1 and it was right, I actually was fist pumping back in the wings there. I was so relieved because I think I'd have lost credibility there. That was fantastic. On the edge of my seat, I knew the answer, but I still wanted to know if I was right. That was fantastic. That was a masterclass. Thank you very much, Eric. Well, my job really is to kind of focus our minds as school leaders and practitioners about how we take the ideas from an event like this back into our schools. The key themes of the conference: collaboration, co-construction, creativity, and culture. Culture is really what schools are rich in, and it's our job as school leaders to create the culture. We shape that, and we create that in the classrooms where we teach, in the staff room, in all of the meetings of teachers. Culture is what it's all about, and we allow things to happen, or we actually prevent things from happening. I was talking to Guy Claxton a couple of weeks ago at an SSAT event, and he was saying he's always meeting people who say, "Oh, we've done you, we've done Claxton." I've heard people who say, "We've done Dylan William." And I'm sure in a few years' time we might find people who say they've done Eric Mazur. Of course, it's ridiculous. The challenge for us is to return from these events, to take the ideas, but to then make some kind of impact. And it's a long-term game. There's always the feeling when someone comes back from a conference that, there's a jaded look in the staff room and someone says, "Oh, God, he's been to a conference." As if it's sort of, tedious to keep going back over these things. But of course it's not. This is what excites us. And we should be going back into our schools the day after tomorrow, full of energy and excitement. To echo Sue's words from the beginning, too often we allow external pressure and change to divert us. As I'm sure you're all aware, the consultation on English baccalaureate certificates closes next Monday. We don't even know yet what exams our Year 7s will be taking. But so what? It's almost a relief in a way, because it releases us to think about, well, what do we really want to do ourselves? For leaders and teachers, we need to be driven by our own moral purpose and stamp our authority on the system and on our schools, and most importantly, on our own classrooms. And I've said this in my blog, that I feel sometimes we suffer from an institutionalized Stockholm syndrome. We already have more autonomy and power than we know what to do with. And listening to some colleagues, it's as if they feel like they're in a cage. But the door is wide open already. We just need to step outside. And for me, my metaphor that I use in when I'm talking, as I'm doing tomorrow, it's like stepping out of the plantation and walking into the rainforest, the lush rainforest of possibility, and that's what we can all aspire to do. Now, I think the redesigning schooling process is fantastic. Starting next spring, in March, a series of symposia where Dylan William and Guy Claxton and many others will be taking part. I'm excited by that opportunity, and I'm going to be playing a role. I hope you will too. We're fortunate to be members of an organisation, an independent national organisation, led by someone like Sue Williamson, the SSAT. I think this organisation can really help us lead the system. It's our system, these are our schools, and we need to do what we think is right. It's our duty, above all, to empower our teachers to create a culture where they feel, in their classrooms, they can do what they think is right, they feel supported and challenged, but above all, liberated, so they can use their professional expertise, work collaboratively, and ensure that all the young people in our schools achieve the highest conceivable levels of achievement with that holy grail, a love of learning, and enter adulthood ready for anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for your reflections. Colleagues, it's now time for you to have a well-earned break before the workshop sessions start at 3:45. Can I thank all our speakers and thank all of you for participating in our first keynote session, and we'll look forward to seeing you for the rest of today and hopefully for tomorrow. Thank you.